Alright guys, so we're into the semifinals here, the top four. On the left, we've got Dave Snow playing Mono Red, different than the deck he played last week and different than the deck he played at States. This one is features Nykthos. So basically, it's a Mono Red Devotion style deck with Perforos in it. And his opponent is Alec Myers, who we just saw in the quarters, playing Naya Planeswalkers. Basically, a Naya Good Stuff deck with Domri, Xenagos, Elspeth, Sun's Follower, Sun's Champion, and Big Garrick. So interesting homebrew from him. We see a Chandra's Phoenix taking out Domri after the Domri fight with the Fleecewing Lion had taken out a Firefist Striker. And there's a Loxodon Smiter. So Dave going to untap and cast a Perforos, and then just be 2 mana symbols off of Devotion for it to start coming in. Looks like we've got a Boros Reckoner, though, in Dave's hand. So trying to decide how we want to go about this. We can as well play a Ash Zealot. Looks like Dave's hand is Ash Zealot, Perforos, Boros Reckoner. Is it another Mutavault? And there is the Perforos making an appearance. 6/5. Shock an opponent when a creature comes into play. 3 mana Anthem effect. Indestructible. So there's a Centaur Healer out of Alec, just loading the board up and just serving in. So dropping Dave all the way down to 7. But we know he's going to play a Reckoner and then get that God active. So there's a Burning Tree Emissary. Take 2 off of the Perforos trigger, Dave says. Then play a Stormbreath Dragon, take 2 more. So Dave's got 2, 8, 10. He's got 12 power of attackers if you wanted him that turn, but he's just going to pass back on 7 life here. So Alex serving in with everything. And then backing up because I think he didn't realize that Perforos was a creature. But he's going to do this anyway. So Perforos blocking the Loxodon Smiter. The Dragon blocking the Fleecewing Lion. And then I think we're going to line up a double block here on the Centaur Healer. Is there a card? I guess we have to respect Gore-Clan Rampager, though I'm not sure Alec has it in his deck. So these are the blocks. I'm not sure if Alec has a trick here or not. Alec can remove a creature before combat damage and turn Perforos back into an enchantment. That is a play he could do. It looks like he would have to kill 2 of them to do that, however. As Dave's current devotion to red is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there is a Gore-Clan Rampager. So Dave wisely playing around that. He's going to lose both his creatures. The Centaur Healer is going to stay, but Alec has Dave down to 4, and he's turned off Devotion. But we know that there's an Ash Zealot in Dave's hand, so that's going to be good enough to turn it back on. He can animate a Mutavault. The trigger from Ash Zealot and Perforos would put Alec down to 15. With the Mutavault, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, that'd be 10. It'd be 1 short, it looks like. So there is, oh, but that the Emissary is going to be enough. Cast an Ash Zealot. Go down to... Oh. Having some problems with my iPod, but that is going to be, I think, is that going to be exactly enough? 10, 12, yep. It wasn't exactly enough, but the crackback, Alec couldn't figure it out. Or not that he couldn't figure it out, but just not enough, so you see the power of Perforos here. Perforos, Dave sandbagging those Burning Tree emissaries to do double duty with Perforos triggers as well as chaining the mana. Perforos himself swings pretty hard as a 6/5 that you can't get rid of. So off the back of some pretty aggressive creatures, Dave takes game one very quickly. When we move to the sideboards, alright. Get my things together slightly here. These guys will sideboard. Guys, my apologies. I've been on the stepping out mode tonight. So Alec trying to draw even here in game 2. Starts off with a red-green Scry land, leaves it on top. Turn 2, Scavenging Ooze. Looks like it's going to meet a lightning strike off of a Burning Tree Emissary. There is the Emissary. And there is the lightning strike. So man down, life gain avoided. And here is a Smiter. So Dave with a Chandra in his hand. There's a Mutavault. There's an Ash Zealot and just pass back. So Dave's hand pretty juicy. Fanatic of Mongoose, 2 Chandras, but he needs the 4th land. This deck only probably plays 22 of them, so I might play more actually because it is a bigger deck. There we see a Zitagos. Going to make a Satyr, but not going to attack into the Ash Zealot. So a Lightning Strike takes out the Planeswalker. Alec running out of business here. And there's a Polish Crusher. Polis Crusher, not a Polish Crusher. A 4/4 for now that can go monstrous. And Alec going to draw first blood here. Taking Dave down to 16 with the Smiter attack. So Dave's still stuck on 3 lands here. We know that if he finds another mana source, the game's going to get really aggressive really quick here. Just plays an Emissary, not chaining into anything. There's an Elspeth. This game is getting out of control very quickly. Serving in with the 2 4-power guys. I think at this point Dave probably just going to take it and then hope to draw a land and use his Fanatic to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. There's another Burning Tree Emissary. It's not going to be enough here. Just passes back, but we can line up some blocks here. So this one's gotten away from Dave. Alec ramping right up to, well, not ramping, but just drawing right up to 6 lands, slamming an Elspeth. Activate Monstrosity on Polish Crusher. It already has Trample, so that's going to be enough to put this game into the books. So these guys moved to a deciding game 3. Dave going to be on the all-important play. In the other semifinal, we got Joseph Deal on Big Boros. He's up a game on Nick Reed, who's playing Esper Control. Nick Reed, our Rags to Riches story, lost game 1 of the Swiss because he didn't have his deck built. Then won out from there to now make it to the semifinals. So, interesting turn of events for Nick. So a quick check of their sideboarding strategy. Not sure what Dave brought in. I think he does have Burning Earths, but Alec bringing in Unflinching Courage, taking out his big Garrix. Oh man. Tonight is a night I hope for a chop in the finals. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's been a long week. What's going on in the chat? Nothing. Chat, abnormally quiet today. Of course, the numbers way down today. There's Spike Mo joining us from Boston Metro for the first time tonight, just in time to see the last deciding game of this semifinal matchup. Question about why isn't the mono green deck played more? I don't really know. Probably not played locally just based on personal preference from the players, but not sure why it doesn't show up more in the more competitive events. So it looks like Dave is keeping 7 on the play, which is a pretty good spot to be in. Alec has had to maul heavily in this match, but still found a way to win last game on the play, on the maul. Let's see how this draw sets up for Dave. Is he keeping a one-lander? Looks like he is keeping a one-lander. So pretty brazen from Dave. Oh, he's Dave Snow, ladies and gentlemen. Right off the top. No, he has a Nykthos in hand, so he was drawing live the whole time. There's an Ash Zealot doing what it does best, coming down on turn 2 and attacking in immediately. Oh, and then Alec keeping a one-lander and not drawing a second one. So there's Nykthos. One of the keys to Dave's deck, if he can add a Burning Tree here into a Mortars on the Elf, then next turn he can make a ton of mana with that Nykthos and empty his hand. So there is the Burning Tree. Use that mana to activate Nykthos for 4 mana. Play Purphoros. Then next turn, attack in with everybody. Looks like Dave's going to get this one pretty handily. There's another mountain. Do we have a... No, we have a Mortars, a mountain. I don't know what the other card is. Activate Devotion. Overload Mortars. Clear your board. Attack in for 10. Alec down to 6. He's going to draw and offer the hand. One of the quickest games in the history of our stream. Should be enough. Should be enough. And that is, in fact, it's unfortunate for Alec. Keeping a one-lander on the draw with the Mana Door, could not draw another land, and a very good draw from Dave, including a Fanatic of Malgus still in reserve. So a brutal draw from Dave up against a very unfortunate draw from Alec. So I'm going to step outside, guys, see if we're going to play the finals out. And then I'll be back for one way or the other to